Your cat purrs for 5 different reasons, and most of them aren't happiness. You hear your cat purring and you think, they're happy, they're comfortable, everything is fine. That assumption is so natural, so universal, that almost no one ever questions it. And in many cases, it's true. But in just as many cases, it's not. The purr is one of the most misunderstood sounds in the animal world. It's not a single signal with a single meaning. It's a complex vocalization that cats produce in radically different contexts, including some that have nothing to do with contentment and some that should actually concern you. Veterinarians and animal behaviorists have spent decades trying to understand exactly what the purr is and what it does. What they've found is that cats use this sound in at least 5 distinct ways. And if you only know about one of them, you've been misreading your cat for years. Let's go through all 5, because the last one especially is something most owners are completely unprepared for. 1. Contentment. Yes, this one is real. Let's start with the one everyone knows, because it does exist, and it's genuinely what most people think it is. When your cat is settled into your lap, their body is loose, their eyes are half closed, their breathing is slow, and they're purring. That's almost certainly contentment. This type of purr tends to be rhythmic and consistent, with a low to medium frequency. The cat is relaxed, their posture confirms it. The purr here is a signal of satisfaction and ease. Cats in this state are typically in what researchers describe as positive anticipation. Either they've just had something pleasant happen, a meal, warmth, attention, or they're expecting something pleasant to continue. The purr functions as a feedback loop. It signals to you that the current situation is good, which reinforces whatever you're doing, which keeps the pleasant situation going. This is the purr you know, and it's real, but it's only one version of the sound, and the others tell very different stories. 2. The healing purr, your cat's built-in recovery system. Here's the one that surprises people most. Cats purr to heal themselves. The sound of a purr is not just an expression of state, it's also a physical event. Cats produce the purring sound through the rapid dilation and constriction of the glottis, the part of the larynx that surrounds the vocal cords. This creates vibrations that are not just audible, but structural. They move through the body. Research published in the Journal of the Acoustical Society of America found that domestic cats produce purring frequencies primarily between 25 and 150 hertz. This frequency range is significant because it overlaps with the range shown in clinical studies to promote bone density, accelerate tissue repair, and reduce inflammation. Orthopedic medicine has investigated low-frequency vibration as a treatment modality precisely because of these effects. In other words, your cat may have evolved to use vibration as a recovery tool, and the purr is how they generate it. This is why you'll often see cats purring after an injury, during illness, or in the aftermath of physical stress. They're not expressing happiness. They're running a biological repair process. The purr you hear when your cat is sick or recovering isn't confusion. It may be the most purposeful purr they make. 3. The stress purr, the sound of self-soothing under pressure. Cats purr when they're frightened. Cats purr at the vet. Cats purr during car rides. Cats purr when they're in pain. And if you've assumed those were all signs of a cat that's somehow okay with the situation, you've been misreading the signal. This is the stress purr, sometimes called the displacement purr or the solicitous purr in certain research contexts. It's self-soothing behavior. The same way humans might hum, tap, or rock when anxious, patterns of self-generated rhythm that regulate the nervous system, cats use the vibration of purring to manage their own internal state during moments of stress or fear. A 2009 study on feline stress responses found that cats in high-stress situations showed increased purring alongside other stress indicators like flattened ears, dilated pupils, and tucked body posture. The purr was not masking the stress. It was running alongside it, an attempt to regulate what the situation was generating. This means that a cat who purrs at the veterinarian's office is not necessarily fine. A cat who purrs during a car ride may be deeply uncomfortable. A cat who purrs when held in a way they don't enjoy is not enjoying it. They're managing. And the purr is how. Learning to read the context of a purr rather than just the sound itself changes how accurately you can understand what your cat is experiencing. 4. The solicitation purr. When they're working you, this one is deliberate, and your cat has probably been using it on you for years. Researchers at the University of Sussex studied a specific type of purring cats produce when they want something from their owners, typically food. They found that this purr has a structurally different quality from regular purring. It contains an embedded cry component, a high-frequency element that sits within the lower purr frequency. That embedded cry activates a response in humans that is difficult to consciously override. The urgency center of the human brain, the same area that processes infant cries, responds to this embedded frequency. You don't hear a cat asking for food, you hear something that activates a need-to-respond mechanism that is older and less reasoned than your conscious mind. Your cat, whether through learning or instinct, has developed a vocalization specifically designed to be hard for you to ignore. Cats who produce this purr most frequently tend to be those who have successfully gotten what they wanted through it repeatedly. It's a learned tool. The more effective it is, the more they use it. If your cat has you trained to get up and check the food bowl every time they make a certain purr, they've mastered this completely. Subscribe if this is changing how you understand your cat, because what comes next is the hardest one to hear. 5. The dying purr, and why this matters more than anything else. Some cats purr as they die. Some purr through severe injury. Some purr through conditions that are causing them significant internal pain. This is the purr most owners are completely unprepared to know about, because it means that the sound you've associated with peace and comfort can, in specific circumstances, be a sign that something is seriously wrong, and that your cat has no other way to tell you. The dying or pain purr is thought to be a continuation of the self-soothing mechanism we discussed earlier. A cat in severe distress activates the same regulatory response, the vibration, the rhythm, the biology of the purr, because it's the most powerful internal tool they have for managing what's happening to them. They're not fine. They're doing the only thing they know how to do. Documented cases in veterinary literature include cats who arrived at emergency clinics purring loudly and were in serious medical distress. The purr was not an indicator of mild illness. It was the sound of a cat using every resource available to them while their body struggled. This is not meant to alarm you. Most purring is benign. But if your cat is purring and the context is wrong, they're not eating. They're not moving normally. They're not seeking comfort. Don't let the sound reassure you. Let the rest of the picture speak louder. How to tell them apart. Reading purr type requires looking beyond the sound itself. Contentment purr happen in relaxed bodies, loose posture, half-closed eyes, slow breathing. Healing purrs often happen in isolation, away from social interaction, in a cat who has recently been stressed or injured. Stress purrs come with a body that is telling a different story. Tight muscles, wide pupils positioned for escape. Solicitation purrs have that distinctive urgency embedded in them, and they tend to happen at consistent times, near meal times when you sit down, in cats who have learned they work. The pain purr is the hardest. It can look almost identical to contentment. A cat lying still, purring quietly. The difference is in everything else. Appetite, mobility, engagement, response to touch, consistency. The purr tells you your cat is experiencing something. It doesn't tell you what. It never did. Understanding that difference is the beginning of actually understanding your cat. Not the version of them you've been told about, but the real one. The one who has been trying to communicate with you in a language more complex than anyone told you to expect. If you want to keep learning what your cat is really saying, subscribe. They've been talking this whole time.